but we're flagging down cabs. And we're flagging down cabs. But the cabs, they're not stopping, you know, like, so one stopped. And we said, can we get the west, mate? And we were now in the south. And so it was a long journey. And so the fella said, the cab driver said, I'll never forget, you sure you got enough money? And I thought, I don't want to pay the fare. I said, don't worry about the fare. We'll buy the cab if you want. So anyway, crash out your father, we jumped in and went all the way back to West. I think it cost us about 25, 30 quid, and that's going back. I mean, that's going back some. As my mate said, we don't want to hear stories about the 80s. This weren't the 80s, this was in the 2000s. My boys said, no, we don't want to hear stories about the 80s. This was in 2000. Oh, fuck. I got some bad pals around me. But they're all good boys. I love my friends. So anyway, crash out your father. We got back. And we got, funny enough, I was quite surprised because even though we had to wait for a cab and all that, we got back to the base first, which was quite surprising, really. Yeah. But then I suppose none of the other getaway cars had really gone that route before, so it was all new to them. Plus, they were just relaxing, coming back home placidly. And so I've laid it all out on the bed. And as I said to you on the other show in the Me, this is how, you know, the bit about Harry and Harry is my foster son, and I told you in the last episode how he became my foster son. But what I forgot to tell you, when I did, remember I told you Harry and me had a little father and son dispute, and I gave him a slap because he said he didn't want to work. You know, he didn't want to work, but you know what people have to realise, yeah? Kids, you've got to work. You have to understand how people work. You've got to understand how society works. You've got to understand how to communicate with people. Work is a very important part of life and understanding life and understand how to communicate and mix with people in different groups. You know, work's very important to timekeeping, respect. Work is fucking important. And like I said, this was our job. It wasn't, all right, it's not a brilliant job and it's not recognised by the government. But it was, you know, out of the hurt and the pain, it was the job we done. And using the skills from work and the education that you know, even people at work, you know, I was a Tesco supervisor. Mate, you learn so much. And we had more fights in Tesco's than they did in the fucking boxing ring. Oh, mate. Shoplifters? Oh, mate. When it was on, it was on. Trust me, it was on. Oh, mate, we had a load of shoplifters once, and they came in the Grove. And what happened now? Crash house your father. They started nicking him. But one of the member staff were caught, and then they started fighting. Yeah? Well, I was just coming out of Nick then, and that was the first job I got. Fuck it, one. So, you know, I could tear. This was 86 now. I was a tear-up merchant now. So I'm having it with these shoplifters, and some of them were dreads. You remember, a couple of boys, Labatt Grove, you know how it was back in them days. On, yeah, crash, yeah. You remember all the blacks and that? You know how it was in the city. So anyway, we're kicking right off with these shoplifters. And it was funny because when the manager called the police, what happened was, when the police came, they tried to nick me. Crash. They tried to nick me. They nick him. And my managers and all the staff are going, no, he's okay. He's staff. I go, staff? Absolute lunatic. But no, it wasn't about Lou. We just had to do what we had to do to keep ourselves safe. And it was funny, that shoplifting thing, because the next day, the guy, you know, they came in with the beavers, and he came in with the keys and swinging the keys, walking about, looking about. So I went up to him. I said, look, hello, mate, is it, what's up? And he goes, I want to know what going on with them shoplifters and what staff is going on with that. I said, look, mate, come here. We didn't want to fight them, but they gave us no choice. We were just trying to get our goods back and let them go, but they started fighting us. And all the other stuff get hurt. They're not fighting, they're just normal people. Yeah, all right, I can have the tear. I do what I've got to do. I said, mate, you want to come for me? It's cool, it's not an issue. But Mate, all I was doing what you would do. Someone's coming to your shop or your house, you're kicking off. You've got to do what you got to do, you know what I mean? I don't want them to get me. Someone's come out and nick. I don't want them to get nicked. I don't want old Bill. I don't call old Bill. Come meet. I'm not on that fucking bus. I don't call old Bill to no one, mate. I do what I got to do. You kill me, you kill me. You know, you hurt me, you hurt me. I don't. It's not been steps down. I don't call old Bill. Yeah, it's just. I die. That's it. Innit? What can you do? You chose a path, innit? That path takes you to death. That's it. Innit? End of story. Let's not beat bush. Yeah. So crash. The old Bill wanted to nick me, and the guy came in the next day, and I said to him, look, we just did what we had to do, and he was cool. That's what I love. I love all my people. You know, you can feel respect, and I said thanks, mate, and I said thanks for not knocking us out. So anyway, we gone back there, and I called Harry down the night before, and I said to Harry, that I've got a job to do tomorrow. And I said to him that this job might get me 25 years or I might die. Now, you got to remember now, Harry, I just became Harry's guardian. He was 17 and I've just become his guardian. But I'm a member of Psychopaths Anonymous. I ain't got a clue about kids. Come on, mate. I'm out there flying through the universe, being that close to death once a day, and if I'm not happy. Riding on a motorbike that I told you about earlier, singing the words. Some people ride to fly, and some people ride to die. See me? I ride to die. It came up, and he wasn't in that well, Harry. Harry never. This was totally. But me, I'm stupid in it. I don't really see age. I just chat to everybody as I chat to them in it. Yeah, I'm not really on that age bus. I think that's what people. You tell people it is. You know, they mustn't. And so I sat him down. And I said, yeah, look, I could get 25 years, or I could get shot. And he said, I'll fist you mind if I go. So anyway, as I said earlier, I got the dice all on the bed, and I called him, and I said, look, you need to keep the gift horse. And I gave him a grand, told him to march on. You heard that. So now the boys have come. And this job was a £1.5 million job, or £2 million job. And so I was expecting a bigger prize out of this job. But anyway, cool. What happened was when they did come, they didn't bring any bags with them, and so I said to them, gentlemen, where's the other bag? They didn't get them back. They said, no, Fish, we didn't get it. I said, what do you mean you didn't get it? They said, no, we didn't get it. We jumped on a fella you for. And I goes, why didn't you jump on the other fucking fella? And you know what? Really, now now I can't blame them. I mean, they was all massive. I can jump on them. You got to climb on them. You need a rope to get up to them. And so crash. What happened was, I'm going, man. I said, so I went back through the whole story in my head and to try and remember what they said, and so I'm sweating. And crash. What happened? How's your father? When I went back. What happened was, I realised, yeah, they jumped on the same fella, but fair play to them, because even though they jumped on the same fella and I popped him, they still couldn't get it off him. So fair play, to them as well. They had a lot of work to do. I suppose if he'd handed it over, they could have jumped. And so anyway, but I'm going mad. I'm going, fucking hell, you fucking loons. Yeah, you fucking didn't get it. What's up, you silly fucking cunt? I fucking bought you. And they're going, but Fish, look, Fish, look at that, they're going. Look, hey, look at all that. And I'm looking at that. I said, what, that? You think that's a fucking party? That's a fucking tea party. I was expecting a bonfire night, you loons. Off key, but that's how I was. Crash, your fault. Here's me. You're gonna do 30 years if this goes wrong. You're gonna do 30 years, and you've got that. I mean, alright, it's still a substantial amount of money. It's still good, but it'd have been bound. So now we've burnt everything, and that's another thing. We had to burn everything you wear, and that's another thing about us. If you come to work with me or us, No matter what you wear or what you do, it has to go. Right? That is the rules of the game. It has to get burnt, dislodged. So you bring your fucking 900 pound, 200,000 pound Rolex watch, you wear that on a bit of work, that's going. Alright? You wanna go and wear your fucking diamond ring and all that, you come and work with me, that's going. Done. So everything you wear is done and dusted, okay? It's gone in the bin. That's the way it's got to work. Oh yeah, leave nothing behind. So anyway, we got rid of everything, done everything. Now, the problem was the guy who gave me the Heathrow job, who I looked at the Heathrow job with, and you'll know him, he's a good pal, man, I love him. I could be wrong here, but this is the way I saw it. I couldn't give him the money that I think he was expecting from that job. Now, here's the reason why. I'm a fella who says, I don't care what role you play in a game of work. I always believe that everyone should have equal cut. I don't care what part or what role, and I always believe you should have equal share, and that's because if you start saying, 15 for him, 10 for him, 5 for him, people get jealous, innit? And go, why should you have more? And that's when the grassing comes and they turn against you. Yeah? So for me, the rule has always been, we're all risking the same amount of bird, we're all doing that. So everyone gets, I don't care if you just stood in the road and waved your hands like that. Look at me. I don't care. For me, if you're in the game and I've asked you to wave your hands like that, and you'll get £15,000, then wave your hand like that, and you'll get £15,000. You know, you got to keep it. And so, you got to remember now, I've got 4 getaway drivers, 4 boys on the bit of work, the geezer in the Jeep. That's 9 people, all got to get their whack. You understand? That's a lot of dollars, you know, and all got to get the same. And so, you know, I gave them all that. And so when I went to see the guy who organised the Heathrow job, and you all know who he is, my pal. I mean, I love him, mate. He knows it. I love him. He saved my ass when I was in prison. He looked after me as well. He's my boy, man. Family. And, but I think he had the hump because I couldn't give him what he wanted. And he said he didn't, but I think, listen, mate, I love you. You know me. I'll never put you down. I understand why you thought that. But today, I suppose what I'm showing him is, I'm letting him see why he only received that amount. Do you understand? I had to be fair and down the line with some of the people before it got to him. That was just a life. All the getaway drivers had to be paid, the people that were had to be paid, the G had to be paid, the car. It was just, you know, everything had to be paid for and done. But anyway, so when it came to the Heathrow job, what happened was, the boys actually rang me and called me and said, "Oh, Fish, we need you," because I was always. I was a jack of all trades. I won't really say, basically. I mean, I was always. I could be the enforcer. I could be the diplomat. I was always the jack of all, because if 2 gangs were fighting or one man got shot and another one was going to court, and you know, both families needed me to sort it out, then I would sort it out. I was always the peacekeeper. If 2 gangs were fighting, and I'd bring them together, and then I'd always manage to. So I was everything. And so, with the fella with the Heathrow, I couldn't give him the money. And so the phone calls were going on Friday, I believe, or Thursday. They said, "Oh, Fish, yeah, we need you, son. We need you, make sure you're there." But remember, people got faith when they go to work with me. They know I'm on this shit. They know, listen, mine is not about the dough. My first priority, my first rule is to get the boys home to their families. Yeah? Because the way I see it, once you go on that other side of the wall and you're away from your family, that's ruined. And I remember I'm sitting outside one day, outside a nightclub in over North London, East London, and Crash, outside this nightclub. And what it was with this nightclub, This nightclub, it took £1,000 each day, but it weren't ours. And this was a special night. And there were loads and loads of doormen in there and all tooled up. So we're going to hit this nightclub. It's packed with doormen, but we had the tools and we're going, right, let's do it. But the fella I've gone to go and do it with, God bless his soul. We're in the car, we got the tools, we got the gloves, we're ready to go. And as we're in the car, this is what I'm saying about mobile phones and technology. You don't really use it. And this is what I loved it, yeah. We're sitting in this car, we're all like ready to see if we got the thing, with adrenaline's running, I'm on this shit now, let's get this show on the road, yeah. And Crash, his phone rings. And so I'm listening. And he's talking to his missus. And as he's talking to his missus, he puts the phone down, and I said, I'm listening. And he says, I love Tracy. I really love her. And I looked at him, I looked back. I didn't say, well, I didn't know what I was thinking. I didn't even know him. And I said, do you know what, son? Stay here, I'm going to do this on my own. And they went, no, I'm going to come, no, I'm not there. I said, no, you can't come, son. I have to do it, I've got to come. He went, no, I'm coming. I'll tell you what, forget it, let's go. He said, no. I said, let's go. So anyway, we're driving back. And I love this kid, because this kid was in the game. He's a normal person. He's not gang. No, he just come bits of work. All my boys, we're not gangsters. We just do what we have to do if there's an opening. And so I said to him, listen, son. Once you say you love your girlfriend, once you say you love your wife, once you say you love your husband, your boyfriend, then you have to retire from the game. Crash, how's your father? How's your father in brackets? Yeah. Because how's your father means your father's going to be angry, he's going to be upset. Mate, when you're saying you love your girlfriend, your wife on a bit of work, that means the 15 years, 12, 10, whatever, 5, it's going to hurt you. And it ain't only going to hurt you, it's going to hurt her and the kids, whatever. So you've got to retire. Them days are over. And you know what? I said it to him next day, and so he said, thanks, Fish. And I said, come on, kid. I don't want to. What's the point? You want me to be looking at you on the visiting table when your wife and kids come up to visit you, and they're looking at me now like dirt, filth and scum because I put their dad behind bars? Nah, I'm not on that bus. I don't want to be remembered for that. You get what I'm saying? So he stopped, and mate, I love him now. He's got about 8 kids. He works hard. They love each other, drive each other mad, but love each other. Their kids are all beautiful, and and I love watching the family grow, and it's class, and Anyway, so Crash, that's the problem. So when I went back, they were all calling me, but the guy, they were calling me to come on the bit of work. The phone wouldn't stop ringing. Next was say Friday. I said, but on the weekend, I'm ringing them back to go, right, where what's happening? Where's it on? Let's do it. Where are we meeting? What's going on? What do we need? Tell me the logistics, and I'll start doing the homework. But all the phones went dead. And it was quite funny, really, because when the phones went dead, I said, something's wrong. And I said, all right, cool. So they're going to do about it. Why ain't the phone ring? Why aren't they calling me? I said, all right, cool. So anyway, on Monday now, the phone did go. And it informed me that Heathrow job had just gone down. The police had jumped them. but one or two of them had got away. And so what happened was, my pal said to me, Fish, can you help the one who's managed to get away? And I had to lock, and he was the one who sort of gave me the job. And so I thought, okay, cool, I help him. And so anyway, he got to me in a stolen RS, and I meant to get rid of it. I took care of him. I mean, I love him. He's my boy. But so in a way, I mean, I know he had to hunt with me because I couldn't give him what he wanted, and I understand that. And maybe he was looking at his retirement. But I still, even though I feel that he asked me not to go on the job. Maybe it was wrong. Maybe he said he didn't. Mate, you know me. He knows who I'm talking to. I know I'm talking to. And you know me, kid. I'm not blaming you. I'm just telling the story as it is. I don't know if it's right. I could be wrong. So anyway, I still got off my arse and made sure he was cool, made sure he was safe, and made sure he was, like out of harm's way. He got nicked eventually, and I'm just telling you, sometimes in this game, people come and ask you to do things, but if they don't always realise what how much work and effort you've got to put in, you might not always come up with the reward that they're expecting. But that's just the game. There's nothing you can do. Yeah, we could be cunts and give a man $2,000 each, $3,000 and that for driving the car. But that's how you get grass. That's how people snitch against you. That's how people turn against you. Do you know what I mean? You've got to do everything correct and be correct and march correct. And if you do that, you'll be all right. If you don't, you'll end up like scum, dirt and filth. And people will be slagging you off on your podcast, and people will be fucking talking about this. And listen, I just tell it like it is. Yeah. Whether I'm a gangster or not, I don't know. What I know is I'm just a normal bod that was hurt and pain, and out of that, from a bank, and out of that took me down avenues and roads that I've never gone through. And people always say that to me, aren't you gutted you lost your job in the bank? And I'm like, no. I'd still be on the train now, going to Monument, going to Fenchurch Street, going to work. I would have never had the career, the colourful life. I'd never had gone through drugs. I'd never have had no money. And I love it. I love it when you've got no money. And people think, he's getting the pond and nice punch, whatever. No. That's how I am. I'd spend all my money and then we'll go on bits of work, and then I'll pay everybody off what I owe, and I'm happy. And it's funny because when I first came out this time, I was thinking that was going to be the role again. But it's funny because we are now the last of the dinosaurs. The phone doesn't ring no more. And I think because other people, they're scared now. They don't, they're worried about tools being involved, and they think you're always going to be on the tool. But only now and again, certain jobs you need tools, certain jobs you don't. You're like a painter and decorator. You've got different tools for different situations. You're like a construction company. You have different tools for different situations, And so, I've always been that guy. I've always been a person who's when you go through them doors, who's gone through doors. And that's what I love having knowing. You go through doors you never otherwise go through. And it's funny, if you don't go through them doors, you don't understand about life, You don't, you know what I mean? It's just a blinder. You know what I mean? I want to tell you, when I come out this time, I have to laugh, when I come out. And I'm on the universal credit and that, And that's why else we loved it. People always talk about the universal credit, and people used to talk about the dollar. But that was, you got to remember, for us, for me, not us, not them, no one else. That's what I call London's credit card, because we're different. We're not violent, we're not hyper, we're not this. We do what we have to do when we have to do it. But what I'm trying to show you is, when I talk about universal credit, because our life is chaos. Our structure is chaos. You understand? It's chaos. And so that is why when you're on universal credit or dole, it's great to be there. And people go, I ain't thinking on the dole. But when you're on there and something goes wrong and the police say, where were you? Or why weren't you here? You know, if you're at work and then you're off there and then you do that job and then they go to work and find you out there, that's it, you're done. So being on the dole gave us a good camouflage of, well, we don't know where we were, you know, we forgot, we don't know what we're doing, and that was a good camouflage for us, you know, and that's what people didn't understand. And having nothing was brilliant. I thrive, you know, I give all my money away. Fuck money. I gave all my money away and I love it, and because I have to go through these doors, and when you got the money, and you've got to go down certain avenues, and my life could be so great and so structured and so easy. Like I'm just trying now with the podcast, you know, I'm trying to tell you this or that, crash, you know what I mean? Blah, 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 blah. You can all not make the same mistakes as me. Have the laugh, have the joke, and go, you know what, he's on it, but let's not do the same shit. You know, these podcasts supposed to be educational. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, we can't have nice cars. We don't have nice watches. We can't. You can, but when it all goes wrong, that's when it hurts. You can have it. You can have it all. Another great thing I noticed with a lot of us, a lot of people that sniff in the game, sell drugs, but they love materialistic wealth as well. And materialistic wealth and money, they don't mean nothing. They don't provide the emotional love. They don't provide the emotional feelings. You know? They don't provide the time together, the quality time spent together. You understand? They don't. And that's why when you ever see, yeah, but I'll give her everything. Yeah, but do you give her you? Do you give her you, or does she give her you? It's all right throwing out once some money. Oh yeah, here you go, love. Crash. Get a PlayStation, get that, have the fun. That's just giving her materialistic wealth. That's not giving her love, company. That's not making her feel good. That's not giving her compliments. So, remember to like and subscribe to keep the show alive. Punch it, kick it, smack it, whack it, but whatever you do, just touch it. Like and subscribe to London's craziest gangster. And this is me. You've got me. You wanted me, and now you've seen me. Stay alive. Crash.